So what's happening today?
Today we're just trying to get the app going.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of the pieces looking the way we want them to look, but a lot of them are not really fetching and saving data. So we have to deal with that today.
What do you think of Facebook?
I'm not a big fan of Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. I only just recently got on Twitter. And once again, these are examples of technology that allow you to talk to more and more people, but in a less and less significant way. And I feel like what I have to say, I go and talk with people, or I write a book. I think that's a deeper way to communicate. And Facebook and Twitter tend to, first of all, I have to say that Twitter, it's very hard, it's a very strange medium for me. 140 characters, you can't really say anything significant. And the idea that you would broadcast it to all your followers is kind of narcissistic. And I've had a really hard time coming up with posts that I think are worthy of being posted to all those people. And then Facebook, I can see the value of Facebook, in particular in connecting with people you haven't heard from in a long time. But I see people dedicate a lot of their day to maintaining their Facebook properly. Okay. And it just seems like a waste of time to me.
Yeah. Now, like everybody speaks about these like social applications. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's like trend that will fade away very soon, or it can be something that is really like building our future in a way?
I don't know. I don't know the answer. I love email. I think email is incredible. But for example, even chat. I don't really like chat. I find it very distracting. But that's because part of my job is really to focus. And so when I'm programming, I spend a lot of time in the morning building up these structures in my mind of how the program works. So given that my work involves a lot of focus, I find chat distracting.
In a way, every kind of work like involves a lot of focus.
Right.
It's just there is a lot of talks about like being multitasking, more and more multitasking.
I'm not a very good multitasker. I'm really not. Maybe that's just me. I noticed that the younger guys seem to be able to context switch faster because they've been doing it longer, but I don't do that very well. What about you?
I'm a multitasking like person, yeah. Especially when I'm at the computer. I wouldn't say that benefits me.
Now you're a writer.
Yeah.
And when you sit down to write an article, do you turn it off?
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
But for the rest, when I'm like dealing with the emails and chats and maybe like, yeah, one thing is writing something very deep and profound. Another thing is if I have to write like a body copy for some advertising poster, then
right.
Yeah, I can chat at the same time. Anyway, and you also said like 2 days ago in your bedtime story that you have never been very good at acknowledging
I'm terrible at knowing what's coming next. Socially, technically, I have a pretty good eye for what's coming, but socially, I don't.
Okay. So don't listen too much to anything else when it doesn't come to programming. So before starting to work again, I saw like some puppies came out and like.
Oh, the puppies!
Yeah.
Can somebody hand me their puppy?
Hey, boy.
So one of the team is the very famous Jim Matthews, who is the author of Fetch, which is the FTP client for the Mac. And so first of all, it's a great treat to have him here working with us. But he also gave us all puppies. This is the icon, the symbol of the Fetch application. And so it's the puppy dog with the floppy disk in his mouth. He gave each programmer one. And I have a 4-year-old, and this is his favorite sort of thing in the whole world. The one problem, as Jim pointed out, is I'm going to have to explain what this thing in his mouth is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the floppy, children don't even know what that is. I'll have to say it's sort of like a thumb drive. But
you guys should revive the traditional floppy disk. Like, bring it back.
They're pretty handy, aren't they?
Yeah. They were amazing. I remember playing with my Amiga computer with a floppy disk.
Right.
So. And then, okay, we have Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Everybody knows it. Okay, so after
Man's
this
best friend.
amazingly sweet moment, we can go back to work, right?
Right.